Diaspora.
Yeah, obviously, you can see who's behind me, innit? Fela, the great man.
Abamieda.
Wagbai.
Baba. Is it Baba or Papa 70? It's Baba, right?
Baba 70, yeah. Baba 70.
Yeah, Baba 70. Mad.
Yeah. So obviously, we thought, you know what, between myself and young Millie, and obviously Mode, we've done this, we sort of done this on Diaspora before. About evolution of Afrobeat. Obviously, so I thought, you know what, why don't we just see, Millie is a veteran DJ, I'm a DJ myself, been in the game for a minute, you're a veteran promoter, you know what I'm saying? So I thought, you know what, why don't we just talk about this and let people comment as well. Let's hear what people think. So it's not just our opinion. It's not just what, obviously we've got industry information, you know, we've got some industry information. So it would be nice for us to talk about, as DJs and you as a promoter, especially in the UK. A lot of our opinion will be from like living in the UK for a long time and that. So we thought, let's pick 10 Afrobeat tracks.
Yeah.
10 Afrobeat tracks that we feel like has played a major part in making Afrobeat this kind of like commercially successful genre that it is now. But just a little disclaimer before we start. There's a lot of Nigerian songs on this list. Yeah. My Ghanaian them, you know I love you, beautiful Etisen Ashanti ladies. But we're not discriminating. It's just that a lot of these tracks were the songs that really pushed the envelope. You know, we do recognize the fact that a lot of dope artists have come out of Ghana. You know, as far as I'm concerned, myself and Millie have this argument every time as well. I say, I make
there's no denying the fact that like Nigerian music dominates in the industry. It dominates, and a lot of people do like look to Nigeria for inspiration, all that kind of stuff. It's almost like we're industry leaders, and I guess like Nigeria itself as a country, its position on the continent.
Yeah, because of the population as well.
Yeah, it makes that possible as well. But as much as Nigeria dominates as well, like if Nigeria's music as well has also been influenced from a lot of outside influence.
Absolutely.
So it was all kind of like working hand in hand anyways. So yeah.
Yes, I mean, I always make this argument with Millie. I don't know if he agrees or not, but I always say Fuse ODG, in my opinion, Fuse ODG Azonto was the, I would say, the absolute catalyst of what Afrobeat is in the UK or in Europe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could say that.
Crossover, bridging the gaps of like thing that he did.
Yeah. It was quite successful in doing that, especially like bridging that UK/Ghana/Africa. As a matter of fact, it was the one really riding the wave of this is new Africa.
Exactly.
Movement, you feel me? So and he was quite successful in doing that, to be honest.
Yeah. And I remember clearly that prior to Azonto, this whole Azonto dance thing coming out. I never really used to see music dance videos like that. Like it wasn't like that, but all of a sudden, Azonto, you go to Ospacacos, Bond Street, and people on the road. You go on the train, people are on the train. What's that girl's name again? Selassie. Is it Selassie?
Tracy Selassie.
Yeah, you know them ones. Like they started all that movement, and this is just as far as my memory serves me in terms of Afrobeat becoming this sensation that non-Africans are like, right, what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
What's that? In my opinion, that. But obviously, maybe on another episode we get to that because that was like a bit more later than some of the songs that we're gonna pick. Because obviously there must have been people who put in the work. Truly, really, the purpose of this thing is really to obviously recognize some of the legends that we don't talk about as well. We don't talk about some of these legends that really, really made it happen. So it would be good for us to talk about it and let other people know about some of these songs that they might not know.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's go right into the first one. Right into the first one. And I bet you not a lot of people will know this one. First one, right, Plantation Boys, You and I.
What do you think, Mode?
Huh?
Actually, this is not one I'm like... Plantation Boys, You and I. It was like it wasn't much of a big one for me. Like, you know,
Okay.
I know the song and all that, but it wasn't much of a big one for me, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question though. Millie, what
Yeah.
do you think?
Huh? What do you say?
What do you think about the track Plantation Boys, You and I?
You and I. Man, it was
I'm
quite a big song.
I'm not gonna sing it.
It was. I remember back in like school, man. Like when that song popped out, right? It was. I mean, I was trying to be a sweet boy. So for me, that was like one of the sweet boy songs, man. Yeah. For me, Sha, that was one of the You and I. Still trying to learn how to talk to women then and all that. So yeah, that was quite a movement for me, Sha.
With Femi.
Yeah.
I think you was already.
What year did this song even come out?
2000. So you must have been in the UK then times, right?
Yes.
That explains why it might not have that.
Yeah. Might not have that impact.
But like Millie said, this I can clearly remember that when this song came out, mine was I was gin and wine fan. The reason why I feel like this song was very monumental and I start off with this track was because prior to the Plantation Boys, by the way, Plantation Boys was a group that consisted of Two-Face, Blackface and Face. They came from Enugu, as far as I can remember. And prior to that, we didn't really have that much kind of like pop commercially successful Afrobeat in terms of like the non-indigenous sort of sound.
Right.
Because let's be honest, it's literally R&B.
Exactly.
I'm saying so, but obviously it's R&B in Nigeria, in like Nigerian tone, slang, and production.
Exactly.
So, but when this came out, this was on every radio station. This was on every TV station. When you go
to be honest, man, like it kind of almost made Plantation Boys the poster children, if I could put it that way, of like Nigeria. You feel me? Like it put them out there on the map, man, big time.
Big time. And
was this on Kenny's Music or which label?
No. Was it Kenny's Music? It wasn't Kenny, because what it was this is where the beef started. Because when they dropped that album, Kenny's sort of poached Two-Face, and Two-Face Two-Face wanted to do his own thing anyway, because Two-Face was kind of like the face of the brand. And, you know, so that was where the old beef started between them, because Two-Face was just like...
The Beyonce of the group and that.
You get me? Like, I'm out. I'm making my bread.
Yeah.
And this was coming off the back of a highly successful album. And the track with Plantation Boy, You and I. And another thing that made this track really monumental, in my opinion, was that it literally like made a bunch of other artists. It motivated and inspired thousands.
I agree.
Artists. I mean,
it was almost like making people open their eyes to music more. Like, whoa, it seems like we can actually make money off this.
Exactly.
Because, you know, coming from Nigeria, they don't think, you know, they respect the people like obviously Fela, Sunny Ade, but they didn't think like, you know, there's much more. There's more, like there was a career from music. Really.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. I mean, prior to that, there was the kind of like Daddy Shoki, Baba Frayo, all those people. But that's what I meant earlier about the indigenous sound, because those people were like proper indigenous sound. Because that's where, in my opinion, that's where Zanku came from, Galala. Galala was kind of like a modernized version of Zanku.
Yes.
Sorry. Zanku is a modernized version of Galala.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they basically inspired, like even P Square. I could call P Square sons of Plantation Boys. But obviously, their success has eclipsed Plantation Boys. But all these people came after Plantation Boys. They were inspired by what Plantation Boys did. Honorable mention to the Remedies, by the way, because those guys was on stuff. They was on roid.
Those were my guys. Those were my guys. But you know what? Like, I truly appreciate people like this, that they had such a burning passion. Like, imagine if you felt like, oh, you know what? I really want to do this music thing. Most of us will not go all the way through.
That's it.
like, you know. But these people like went all the way through. I don't even know where they recorded it, wherever. Appreciate the fact that they did, you know, found producers, or if they produced it themselves.
Now it was produced by Nelson Brown.
Exactly. See, they just made sure this thing happened. Like, I feel like we definitely need to appreciate that.
Yeah. So big up Plantation Boys, big up Two-Face, Face.
Yeah, man, big time.
And the work you've put in, you know, they really revolutionized the Nigerian pop sound, and you know we can see the result. All right, on to the next one. This one is one of my favorite tracks. And myself and Millie, we had almost an hour plus conversation about this particular track and about this particular artist. And you're gonna see it now, Mood. You're gonna see it.
You need to give it to the people.
My guy's gonna be burning. My guy's gonna be burning. Next, number 2 on the list, Tony Tetula, My Car. I see Mode. You see what? You see Mode said.
So Mode, what's your opinion on this though?
I love it.
Like, and then I asked him.
You need to tell us why you're not loving this, man. Because I want to know. I want to know.
I know the reason, but I want him to explain.
What we have to do, we can't gang up on Millie here just because we love.
No, it's not gang up, man. But Sweezy, first of all, break down why you think that's a monumental track.
I picked this track as a very monumental track because from my recollection of when I was in Nigeria and after effect of what the song still has there, when I came here, what he did in Nigeria was like, by the way, Tony Tetula was part of the Remedies. I think he formed Remedies. Remedies consisted of Idris Abdul Karim, Tony Tetula, and the next man, I think. I can't really remember the next man. But when Tony Tetula released this track, my memories of this track was that it felt like a carnival. It felt like a festival was about to happen. It's every corner of the streets, My Car was being played. Even kids, even young people like us, we knew the lyrics word to word.
Yeah.
Your uncle, your auntie, your mom, your grandpa, it was so surprising for me that they all knew the song. They sing along to it. And I think that was the for about a year, that was the biggest song in Nigeria.
Yeah. So I was just looking up the members of the Remedies. It was Idris Abdul Karim, Tony Tetula, and Eddie Remedy.
Remedies.
Eddie Montana.
That's it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, that's it.
So for me, I put him there because this is a man that formed Remedies, and Remedies did amazingly well. They were like, they probably were the cream de la cream at that time. And this is a man that stepped out, made his own track. And prior to that, man, I think, was he Go Better? Go Better was After My Car, I think. And the track he did with the Ghanaians as well, with, is it TikTok? I'm in love with 2 women, I don't know which one to
Yeah, TikTok. TikTok from Ghana, Tony Tetula from Nigeria.
This is one of the first guy to really breach that Nigerian Ghanaian collaboration. And the song was a fucking smash. Sorry, it was a smash. So that's why I put My Car in there. It changed. And also, there was a lot of social commentary in the song. You know, like around that time, there was rampant like car accidents on road and people would just zoom off. Or you can even get beaten if you're trying to talk about, you're going to have to fix my car. So this guy, the guy is basically turned the song, it's really turned a real live everyday activity or whatever. It's turning into a song, turning into a smash hit song that then gone on to the next song I'm going to call, I personally believe it was inspired.
Wait. You've not let Millie...
I'm not calling the song yet. I'm saying...
Oh, right, okay.
I believe was started off My Car. And this was released in 2001. Produced by Kenny's Music. We're going to have another episode that we're just talking about Kenny's Music. Because I don't think they get the respect they deserve enough. So
the thing...
Millie.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
So the thing with what's it called, man? Tony Tetula is... you could be right. You could be right in saying that maybe the guy was one of the first to kind of like bridge that Niger/Ghanaian collaboration, which is just almost. I can't really think of any other song that did that, but yeah, you could be right. For me, or maybe personally, because I don't just like the song like that, man. I never even liked the song like that from Day Day. Anyway,
Bro.
so for me, it's like, why Eddie? Like, for me, Sha, I would have even said that that in terms of the like being a monumental track, when you're saying okay, maybe the guy helped in bridging that Niger/Ghanaian relationship in music, I could kind of agree with that. But aside from that, I would have even said, what's it called? What's his name? Idris. Idris joint was much more monumental than that.
All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because
that's the reason why I don't really, I just don't feel the track there.
Yeah, that's completely fine now. That's completely fine. But me personally, I love that track because
I don't like the track, man.
Like it was, most of it was in like pidgin now.
Pidgin, that's what I'm saying.
So bits of like Yoruba in there or something. Exactly. Yeah. So like that really spoke to me because what year did the track come out?
2001. We were all speaking American. We were all trying to sound American.
Exactly. So a fresh boy in the country still. So to hear that like was using like your local languages that pretty much everyone could understand, and it just had the vibe. I even like the beats.
Yes.
The beat like that. Dun, 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 or it just had this like local sound. You could vibe to it. Like, hey, even the dance move.
Bossa move. And this is another thing I say to Millie. Yeah, I made a it might sound wild. It might even be wild to you as well. I said to Millie, I said, as far as I'm concerned, Tony Tetula was Wizkid of that generation. Without internet and social media.
No, I disagree with that one. I would have said maybe just because, I disagree with that, man. I've thought about it and I disagree with that because you know what? Idris Abdul Karim would have been the wildest, the bad boy of back then for me.
Yeah, but Wizkid is not a bad boy.
Wizkid
is a bad boy.
No, Wizkid was breaking the I'm sorry. Okay. Wizkid was breaking the rules, but when he came out, everyone, oh yeah, this sweet guy. But when the guy started smoking weed on top in front of people, like he was doing his own thing already.
Let me tell you, in my opinion, is the new Idris Abdul Karim.
Who?
Burna Boy.
Davido.
Davido
is Davido.
Well, anyways, I'm not trying to say it's a new Idris Abdul Karim, my G, but I'm just saying like Idris Abdul Karim for me back then was maybe like the, I don't know. I said the Wizkid, man. Why are you saying he's the Wizkid of back then?
So as far as I'm concerned, Wizkid brand is like the girl them sugar in Afrobeat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're seeing it as that way.
Girls love Wizkid. Why?
So you're saying Tony Tetula was the
What statement did you make earlier, Femi? When you said this sweet-looking boy, girls were on Tony Tetula. Let's not chat shit about that.
Did I say that about Tony Tetula?
You didn't say pause. You didn't say pause, but you said this good-looking guy. You didn't say pause, but I'm gonna allow you.
What? I don't remember saying that.
I can't remember him saying that.
I'm saying he said it.
What? I would never say that about Tony Tetula.
You think Tony Tetula was?
I'm not even trying to diss a man, but I wouldn't say that about.
No way. Wasn't a sweet boy.
Tony Tetula wasn't a sweet boy.
What was he?
Sweezy was seeing him as a sweet boy.
What was sweet about Tony Tetula?
Tony Tetula wasn't the girl them sugar.
How?
Oh, you know what?
Two-Face. Maybe Two-Face.
Wait. You know what?
Are you mixing people up?
You was in London, so don't even chat, because you don't even have that experience, bro. You're man saying Two-Face. Two-Face released in 2004.
Wizkid, Sweezy. There's nothing sweet about Tony Tetula.
Jesus Christ.
What's sweet about Tony Tetula?
Is that what
I think what he's trying to say. I think what he's trying to say is more like, you see how like you can almost like the similarity in Tony Tetula's brand and Wizkid's brand is the same. I think that's what he's trying to say. But
that's what I'm saying.
I was saying to you, man, I think But I don't even think I've watched. I know offense to Tony Tetula. My guy's like, he did his thing, he came, he did his thing, he conquered, whatever. But man, I didn't check that guy twice, man. G.
Yeah, it wasn't your type of music. It wasn't your vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't my flex, man. You just have to carry him all the way. One leg up.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you. All right, you know what? We might as well move on to the next track. By the way, Tony Tetula, My Car was produced by Kenny's Music as well. We have to give them the props. But I'm gonna move on to the next track. Next track is Idris Abdulkarim, Mr. Lecturer.
And that, for me, that one made a statement. It crossed through. Well, you can tell me that okay. Well, the thing didn't cross to like Ghana, yeah, whatever. But in that Nigeria, all the lecturers, they opened their eyes. Political. It made a statement in the political realm. It made a statement in his campuses. It made a statement at home. My dad heard the song. My mom, everyone heard that song, and everyone could relate to that joint. That was a monumental track for me, Sha.
Yeah.
So Mode, what do you think?
The guy was never afraid to make political and social commentary.
Exactly.
I'm on board for this one. Like, I loved it. Mr. Lecturer was like a great track. And it was also not just like for the social or political commentary, it was actually a nice sounding track. It had that kind of thick, stripped down production value like Tony Idris Abdulkarim tended to have. It wasn't like overly done. No. It got the message across and it also entertained you at the same time.
All right, cool. So now I made a statement earlier when I mentioned Tony Tetula, My Car. I said, prior to that, we didn't really have club banging song or commercially successful song that were kind of like a social commentary.
Yeah.
Now, and I did. So would you agree that prior to Mr. Lecturer, Idris Abdulkarim was all about like he's from New York? You know, man.
But everyone was. Everyone kind of was, except like.
Let's not talk
especially around that time, that 2000, early 2000.
Yeah, but Millie.
Artists that were coming out or emerging into the scene were sounding like that, Maji.
Fair enough, but let's not talk about that. We're talking about the monumental tracks that inspired, that changed things. So,
Sleazy.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say to you, I know where you're getting at, yeah. When Idris Abdulkarim used to do that thing like
miggity, yeah. Yeah, no. But everyone was comfortable rapping like that.
I love that shit. And in his defense, yeah, you know, like in jazz music and stuff, when they do like bebop,
yeah.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Because it is.
No.
For him, in his style, it was.
Yes.
In his style, it was his own flex, Maji.
Don't try that.
But in his own flair, in his own style, even though we all knew it was saying gibberish, Maji, until it took Rugged Man to come out and call him out on that, like kill that whole vibe. But everyone knew it was. But the thing was still in Nigeria. That was our own flex. We didn't care about. You know what I mean? It was our own. We still be saying the biggity, my guy. You feel me?
But what I'm saying is this, yeah.
It blended on the track. Would you guys agree that it blended on the track?
Yes, it blended though, but it's still right.
Don't get it twisted. I'm a big Idris Abdulkarim fan. But for the purpose of what we're trying to do, I have to be objective.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, Millie, I'm a DJ. You are a DJ, right? You drop Mr. Lecturer and you drop My Car. Which one gets you the most reaction?
Mr. Lecturer was certainly popular because I did agree as well with you that even yes, you could say that it definitely crossed cross border over to Ghana, you know what I mean, wherever, or the closest countries bordering Nigeria.
All right, but which one makes the party jump more?
Which one makes the party jump?
Definitely. So I'll say because it's Mr. What's it called? Tony Tetula is much more popular, so it would make the party jump more.
So then you
no, it's not because it's more popular. It's because the track is a
classic, right?
Club banger.
Yeah.
And well, you can say that.
Yeah, Mr. Lecturer is not so much of a party track.
No, it's not.
It's not a party track, but I feel like it's definitely one of those tracks that even it takes Nigerians to understand. Like Nigerians that were in that era or know it would.
I absolutely love Mr. Lecturer. I'm just saying, there's no way Mr. Lecturer is making the party jump more than my car.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
my car has that kind of like I don't know if it's like Congolese music or something.
Yeah.
Influence in it. Yeah.
And that's one thing I liked about Tony Tetula, because I felt like from the early days of me listening to music, I feel like he's always experimented with his sound.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you go better, you listen to Two Women, you listen to Mio Sha, come on, Mio de Padini. So I feel like he's always experimented with his sound and he's always released like bangers, basically. So for me personally, that my car has to come before Mr. Lecturer. Mr. Lecturer was a dope track. Don't get it twisted. Changed a lot of things in the society. It also exposes a lot of the evil act that was going on.
In it's still going on,
and it's still going on. And that's why I have to put a song on the list as well. Say, okay, yeah, this track, man did a mad thing. That was produced by Dennis, by the way. Dennis came out in 2002/2003. It actually, Mr. Lecturer was so big at that time. I saw that it inspired a super story. Femi, do you remember a super story?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So tell the people what super story was.
Yeah, it's a super story.
Yeah.
Are we talking of when they made it like a TV show or like
yeah
the actual magazine thing? Because it started from a magazine.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a comic now.
Yeah.
Like a comic strip. Yeah, that's what.
Right. So, Mr. Lecturer actually also inspired that. So let's just say they're both great. So going straight after that, we're gonna go to a song that I feel like probably top 3 biggest Afrobeat tracks in the last 30 years.
What song?
Top 3. Styl Plus, Olufunmi.
Nah.
Well, top 3 in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really as relevant as it is now. So you can't really say in the last 30 years.
No way. Millie.
It's in the last 30 years, my G. Like, when you're saying top 3.
All right, counter it then. Counter it.
Yeah.
Counter it, man.
Give us a track that you'd put in the top 3 for the last 30 years.
You know what? Let me not even say 3 years, because this song came out in 2003. So let's say from when it came out. When it came out, 2003 to 2020. Femi, you went to school. Calculate it.
I mean, since it came out.
17. All right, cool. So 17 years. Like, tell me one track, top 3 that will count. You can count out Olufunmi. Styl Plus Olufunmi.
Definitely Ojuelegba.
Bigger than Olufunmi.
Yeah, most def, man.
Yeah.
About,
you know what? Like,
what are you talking about?
Well, you know what? Sweezy still has a sort of loss because Sweezy, you said top 3. So, you know, Ojuelegba and Styl Plus Olufunmi can share the top 3 now.
Okay. Ojuelegba wouldn't even be in my top 3.
Top 3, my G.
For the last, you know, like,
since
you know what? It could.
That was
if you say top 10 tracks that has been like, it's definitely among the list that you're mentioning right now. You're saying one of those top 10 tracks, but
yeah,
then the tracks that have come out that have, you know, put that to the side now.
Bigger than Olufunmi.
Yeah.
This guy, myself and Mode does Afrobeat karaoke, right? 5 years.
Like, I'm sure like songs like Fall in Love. Love was big.
Mode
was big, my G.
Mode. Sorry.
I'll tell you what though.
One Like You, P Square.
No way.
No.
This guy,
I'll tell you what, let me get in the middle of this here. Let me get in the middle. I think Styl Plus's Olufunmi, I'm not sure, and I could be very wrong here, but I'm not sure if it's as much of a crossover track as Ojuelegba is. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
I agree.
I think, especially with the era it came out.
Yeah, by the time Oju Elegba came out, Afrobeat was already moving in a very different direction.
No, it wasn't.
A lot more people were getting involved.
It wasn't.
You can't deny that track was a seriously huge crossover track now, especially when people like Skepta now jumped on it.
Sorry. You meant like when Oju Elegba came out, Afrobeat was moving.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why I think, again.
So a song like Olufunmi, yeah, I feel like it's still mostly known within just like the Nigerian and the extended African community.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure like outside of that, it's as well known. Meanwhile, Oju Elegba is known outside of Nigeria and Africa.
Okay, so let me give you my reason for saying it's in my top 3. I picked this track solely on the impact it made in Africa first, before thinking of Europe or America, and also I look at the artist, production, the people that were involved in making the song what it is, where they're from. As far as I'm concerned, you guys are picking Oju Elegba because Drake has kept a jump on it. Drake, let's be honest.
No, anybody talking about because Drake? No.
Let's be honest.
Rephrase that, my G.
I'm
not even talking about.
Let me explain what I'm saying. Before Drake and Skepta jumped on Oju Elegba, you guys can't tell me the song was already a crossover.
Bro, don't disrespect man like that, innit?
Do you understand? Let's see this guy.
Mode.
Yeah.
Objective. Let's not do fanboy shit.
I swear to God there, Sweezy, Oju Elegba was a Tiwa kind of track.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if them Drake ever jumped on it.
It would have spread.
That spread it out to
the reason why they even jumped on it was because it was that big.
No. It was because Skepta was a threat. Let's not even get into the back. I'm not even going to divulge.
The reason why they jumped on it was because it was that big.
But you can't tell us we didn't have a deep amount of love for Oju Elegba.
Let me explain. You guys are.
Explain.
I'm a DJ that Oju Elegba has to be in a track. It has to be one of the songs I play. So I'm not saying it's a track I love. Where we're just being, when I'm discussing this, I don't have any special attachment to any song. I'm just being objective. Oju Elegba before Skepta and Drake jumped on it wasn't what it was after they jumped on it. And we already know the relationship between Wizkid and Skepta. We also know that Drake wasn't in the studio recording no remix. Drake knew nothing. It was Skepta. I'm not gonna go into that because I wasn't in the studio there. But as far as I know, that's what happened. But I'm talking about monumental tracks that changed things in Afrobeat.
Bro, you can say that. You can definitely say that Olufunmi, that yes, when it came out, everyone like it definitely shook the airwave. It was almost like, hold on, just plantation, like is this the new Plantation Boys flex? You feel me? It was that kind of feel.
Yeah, it's even like an evergreen track.
Exactly. It's one of those songs that is a classic. If you play it, people will still respond to it. But you can't tell me that there've not been songs that top that, bro. And you can't tell me that Oju Elegba. You can't tell me that Oju Elegba isn't even bigger. It's bigger than that.
Okay, let me tell you why.
And you could probably say that maybe if they had internet back then, or if they had social, like not even internet, if they had social media like we have now, maybe that could have also assisted in boosting the song worldwide.
I was about to say that we are forgetting. Like, okay, I forgot one fact. You and I, Plantation Boy, you and I sold 600 copies in-house. 600,000 copies. That's how much they could calculate. But remember, piracy was rampant in Nigeria at the time. So that's 600,000 copies. Hard copies. People spending their money to go and buy the cassette or the CD. Now, that's outside of the piracy that they sold millions. You're talking about an era where everybody has to put their dough. There's no such thing as piracy or downloading songs online or listen to music on Spotify. And you add Olufunmi. Now, fast forward to 2015 when we started Afrobeat Karaoke, Femi. Since we started Afrobeat Karaoke in 2015 to now, what are the top 5 songs that every 2 weeks that we do it, there's one song that people will always perform. What's the song? More than Oju Elegba. And we're in the UK. We're in the UK. More than Oju Elegba every week.
One point I'm even trying to get you back to and explain properly. You've had your chance to explain yourself about the point you were trying to make about like, you know, Oju Elegba. I'm trying to come back and tell you that the love I had for that song Oju Elegba, Drake or Skepta jumping on it didn't really change much for me. It was nice addition. That's nice. But fam, as a Niger boy, I fucking love Oju Elegba.
Okay, so
and if I let me add to that, when you play Oju Elegba in the club, just to show you how pointless that addition was, in my own opinion, of Skepta and what's it called, Drake. You don't even play the remix, G. I don't think you've played the remix in a while.
Yeah. Okay, so I think
Drake and Skepta.
You guys are still not getting my point. You guys brought a point into the convo that Oju Elegba crossed.
Are you saying
wait. You guys said Oju Elegba crossed over more than Olufunmi, and that's when I brought Drake and Skepta into it. I would never say that Oju Elegba is not I loved Oju Elegba. Everybody, if you say you don't like Oju Elegba, you're a hater, basically.
No, but you said top 3 songs that.
Yeah, for me.
There was a time you tried to say Drake and Skepta's influence had an impact on how much we like.
No, you. I didn't mean you.
Had an impact on how much it's grown or how much.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm saying.
My bad.
It kind of helps. But I'm saying even without the Drake and Skepta, my G, that thing would still be a wildfire.
I'm not. You're still getting me wrong.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just like, how am I getting it wrong?
Susie, I get your point now.
Anger.
It definitely helped to spread.
That's why I'm saying that Olufunmi, without the help of, this is a song that came out 17 years ago, and you have 19-year-old kids coming to Afrobeat karaoke saying, I want to perform Olufunmi.
So obviously, man have to give Olufunmi his ratings.
How did you know about the song? 19-year-old coming and saying, rah, I love this. It makes, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Oju Elegba is a fucking smash. It's probably Whiskey's best song. You understand what I'm saying? Probably. I said probably. Don't try and say. So, but Olufunmi, this was a song that was released 17 years ago. If you play it now to your auntie, to your uncle, they still sing along. They love the song.
Right.
And I feel like in 10 years' time, Olufunmi will still have the same effect. I'm not too sure because of the saturation of music now and the less of the quality of music that's coming out. I'm not too sure if a lot of the songs we like now will still have the same effect.
Of course not. A lot of these songs ain't gonna last that long. But Olufunmi is evergreen.
So that's why I said I made a statement that top 3 for me, when I think about it properly, is still a song that I feel like is still there. I mean, Styl Plus are old school, and virtually everybody knows them.
Yeah, but no one is denying that, though, G. No one is arguing against the fact that Olufunmi is not like still known. Oh, it's not a monumental track. I think you were trying to say name top 3 songs that can beat that right now, and I was trying to name it.
So what you're saying is you could if there's 3 songs, you can only remove one and put Oju Elegba. You will remove Olufunmi and put Oju Elegba.
If I could, I mean, there are quite a few songs I could think of. I'll remove Olufunmi.
Okay.
Quite a few songs.
Say it with your chest, bro. Say it with your chest, bro.
Yeah, I said it now. There are quite a few songs, man, I could think of that I'll definitely like. Olufunmi I wouldn't even think of Olufunmi.
Okay, all right,
I'll
cool.
remove it.
That's I don't understand that.
Cool. I'm calling Styl Plus.
There's quite a few songs, man.
That came out in 2003, produced by Sonky. Yeah. Sonky also produced Imagine That. Remember, Imagine That. Yeah, Sonky also produced that. The next song, which is, okay, so we're 1, 2, 3.
Let me get my hands ready in case I like it.
Two-Face African Queen.
Look at
this guy.
Everyone to remember that
African Queen.
Young Billy clap for Two-Face African Queen. Just remember.
Shout out to Tu Baba. Oh. Yeah, African Queen was deaf.
When we post this,
I'll give that. No, no, come on. Was deaf.
It's too late.
African Queen. No, it's not too late. Tu Baba. Yeah. No, but that's a classic, G. That's a classic.
So
man.
wait, are you telling me Olufunmi is not classic?
No, but no one is. I didn't deny that now. Are you not listening to what I'm saying?
Let's move on. Because the way you're saying
this guy.
classic, I'm like, are you trying to say Olufunmi was not classic?
No, but no one is saying that though.
No,
it's fine. You can come. I'm gonna I'm standing my ground. I've just told you. Olufunmi is good. It was dope. But if you're trying to say I should mention top 3 songs with, and Olufunmi has to be in the top 3, for me it's not.
Okay, fair enough.
I can think of top 3 songs that Olufunmi definitely, maybe your top 10, yeah, but not top 3 for me.
Yeah,
no, African Queen is most definitely a classic. In fact, like even at weddings till today, they still sometimes request it as even like a first dance or something like that. So that's a heavy classic right there, man.
Right.
And
when was it released?
2004.
Okay. 2004.
That was released, and that song was so monumental because I can remember that I was watching. Who remembers Monique? Was it Monique? Is it Monica? What was that show? That a big chubby lady, American comedian.
Yeah, Monique.
Yeah.
I remember that was that was a soundtrack, and this was before again.
Oh, they played that on Monique's show.
Yeah, he was on Monisha. He was in a movie.
I think it was, it wasn't. And wasn't it like the first person to win like a Grammy or
no Grammy.
What was it? What was it then?
I can't remember, but I think it
won. It won some mad award like that back then.
He was interviewed. I remember that it was one of the first Nigerian artists that I know that was interviewed on an American program.
Platform.
I'm a man that don't really care about that. I don't really care if America like our song or if they like our song in England. I don't care. I care more about if Africans love a particular type of Afrobeat. If they love it, cool. But it was one of the first Nigerian artists that, I was watching, I can't remember the movie, but I remember it was a popular movie, a blockbuster, and African Queen was a soundtrack.
Wow, that's cool.
And this was...
it crossed over, man, big time.
You know, one of the great things about African Queen, like, there's a lot of, obviously, like, women in Africa now. Which woman doesn't like feeling like a queen or being called a So that's already one level of appreciation, because everyone can hit that track and be like, oh, I feel like an African queen. Then for them, you can play that for your woman or whoever, maybe on your chasing and be like, babe, I dedicate this to you. Then outside of Africa, there's obviously a lot of people that consider themselves of African origin.
Absolutely.
You can play that track and be like, yo, I'm an African queen, or, whatever.
It makes it very relatable for them. Like,
that's the perfect word. Very relatable track, And for
Young Lady, you was right. He won the MTV Europe Music Award. He won one World Music Award. So that for me, and again, sorry, I wanted to make a point. We forgetting these artists, Plantation Boys, Two-Face, Tony Tetula, Styl Plus, they achieve this feat without social media, internet. So when I think about it, I'm like, hold on a minute, these guys are bigger than the current artists we're looking at. We're only thinking these current artists are bigger because of we can see them every day on social media. We can go on Spotify and just play their song. But you're talking about
it was much more of a hard work. It was much more of a what's it called, man? You couldn't just sit in your house and do a video and blah blah blah, put it out there, my G. Ain't nobody gonna see that, man. You have to like do the groundwork. Basically get up, go out and meet people to do the work, man.
You're talking about an era where for you to sell a record, that means people fuck with your music.